Good evening, friends. Today we are going to discuss hyponatremia treatment. This is one of the most complicated topic. Okay, let's go. Hyponatremia basically divided into whether it is acute hyponatremia or chronic hyponatremia. Acute hyponatremia. So here is acute hyponatremia is hyponatremia duration which is less than 48 hours. That means less than 2 days. Okay. Then what is chronic hyponatremia is duration of hyponatremia of unknown duration one thing, and the second thing is it should be at least more than 48 hours. So this is how we divide acute and chronic hyponatremia. So as we said earlier, acute hyponatremia is less than 48 hours. Acute hyponatremia invariably, most of the time it is symptomatic only. So the symptoms may be mild, moderate or severe. Okay. So in hospital settings, where you come across acute hyponatremia cases is, one is psychogenic polydipsia. It is one of the most important cause of acute hyponatremia. And the second is, often you get call from post-op wards and post-trauma where they will use excessive fluid. Okay. Now coming to symptoms of acute hyponatremia is, as you know, seizures, raised intracranial tension, herniation and coning, and ultimately lead to death. Okay. Then comes to CPM. What is CPM? CPM is outdated right now. Okay. CPM is central pontine myelinolysis. So in fact, CPM, central pontine myelinolysis. So basically here pons is not involved that frequent. Basically it is a misnomer. Okay. So now the latest term is ODS, osmotic demyelination syndrome, ODS. Now how to treat hyponatremia. Okay, earlier in olden days 3% NS, 3% normal saline round the clock was the treatment of choice for hyponatremia. Okay, but right now we are not using this concept. It is a very old concept. The latest concept is, now we are using 3% normal saline which is given only for 10 minutes. That means 3% normal saline. Okay, after 30 minutes 3% normal saline, after 30 minutes 3% normal saline. Okay, and the each infusion should be over a period of 10 minutes. Okay, over a period of 10 minutes. And the ideal target correction of sodium is 4 to 6 milliequivalents per liter per day. Okay, so if you done this, that's it, you done a good job. Okay, cool. Now you should remember one thing is, so generally 3% NaCl is available in 100 ml form, which contains 51.3 milliequivalent of sodium. So this is very important. This concept you should remember. Okay. Okay, now acute symptomatic hyponatremia should be treated, right? And acute hyponatremia is less than 48 hours, it's right. So prompt treatment is needed, that's also right. Okay. The rapid increment by 4 to 6 milliequivalents per liter is necessary in one day. Yes. Okay. And coming to, it is 100 here, and coming to 100 ml of 3% normal saline, repeat thrice over a period of 10 minutes. Okay, and the ultimate target is 130 milliequivalent per liter. This is the update here. This you should remember, 130 milliequivalent per liter is the target. Then comes to what is chronic hyponatremia. Let's see. Okay, so chronic hyponatremia is, as we said earlier, the duration is more than 48 hours. So with severe symptoms, what do you do? Okay, invariably we should treat with 3% normal saline. With mild to moderate symptoms, with less than 120 milliequivalent of liter, here also you should treat with normal saline. Okay, 3% normal saline. Here comes chronic hyponatremia with mild to moderate symptoms. If the serum sodium level is more than 120 milliequivalents, no need of give 3% NaCl. Here we can treat with like fluid restriction. Okay, and I can give Waptens. 50 mg tablet is available, provided by your liver enzymes are normal. Okay, that's how you treat chronic hyponatremia. So you're treating with 3% normal saline in only 2 cases of chronic hyponatremia. One thing is whenever there is a severe symptoms, and the second thing is with mild to moderate symptoms also, if the serum sodium is less than 120 milliequivalents. That's it. 0.6 into body weight into how much you want to increase. In generally, we want to increase is 6 milliequivalents. Okay, so for example, 70 kg person. Okay, if you calculate in this way, 70 kg person, so it will come as a 250 milliequivalent. It will come as 250 milliequivalent. So end of the day, 250 milliequivalent of sodium is required here. So as a rule, as I said earlier, 100 ml of 3% and normal saline contains 51 milliequivalent. So that means, therefore, the 70 kg person needed approximately of 5 bottles. Okay, so 5 into 51 is almost approximately 250. Okay, here comes this one. So this guy needs 5 bottles in 24 hours. So each bottle you can go at least for 5 hours. So easy to remember, like 5 into 5, 25 hours. Okay, approximately it is equal to 24 hours, is it not? So this is how you manage. So this is a standard formula. Another scenario, as I said earlier, chronic hyponatremia with serum sodium of more than 120 milliequivalents. We don't need to treat with 3% NaCl. Simply we'll give fluid restriction, advise salt intake, Wapten 50 mg oral tablet is available, provided by liver enzymes are normal. Next comes a $1 million question. Don't treat chronic hyponatremia. Why don't you want to treat chronic hyponatremia aggressively with 3% normal saline? Okay, because in chronic hyponatremia, what happens is brain has to compensate by, see, imagine this is a skull. Okay, so this is your normal brain here. Look. Okay, so this is normal here. When comes to hyponatremia, brain will, in this case, it will shrink. Why it will shrink means brain excrete out water, so it will shrink in hyponatremia state. Okay, in this case, if you give 3% NaCl, you are again shrinking the brain furthermore. Okay, so the things are worsening here. See, look at this is 3% normal saline. So this is hypotonic fluid have the higher concentration of solutes than blood plasma. This causes an extracellular shift of fluid leading to cellular dehydration, that is shrinking. Okay. Now high chances of ODH. If the person is alcoholic and hypokalemia and severe hyponatremia, like less than 105 milliequivalent, they may land into high chances of osmotic demyelination syndrome. Okay. Now we'll take this MCQ. Mr. Ra, 50-year-old chronic alcoholic, suddenly landed drowsy, unable to recognize his girlfriend. His serum sodium is found to be 129 milliequivalents. How do you manage? So here hint is he landed suddenly. That means it is acute. And his serum sodium is found to be 129. That means it is less than 130. So it is acute hyponatremia, is it not? So it should be treated. Then the other thing is, next question, altered sensorium of unknown duration. On examination, serum sodium is 120. How do you manage? Okay, so it is chronic hyponatremia of less than 120 milliequivalents. Okay, chronic hyponatremia. So here it is hyponatremia plus patient is symptomatic. Okay, so symptomatic and less than 120. So treat with normal saline here. Okay, and the other one is, here he has altered mental status found on street with serum sodium more than 120. So more than 120 is there with symptoms in case of chronic. Okay, so here even though patient is symptomatic, but his serum sodium is more than 120 milliequivalents per liter. That's why we are giving Waptens here. So Waptens. Okay, we don't need to treat aggressively with 3% normal saline. Okay, now comes the last question. Yes, now you're treating acute hyponatremia cases in hospital setup. Okay, so you have treated him on day 1 and day 2. Now comes a day 3. Okay, day 3 symptoms are resolved. How do you manage this case? Okay, so the answer here is, as it is more than 48 hours, day 3 means it is more than 48 hours, so don't treat aggressively. What I want to convey is, even in hospital setup also, if the duration is crossed more than 48 hours, irrespective of the treatment, whether you're treating or not, irrespective of the treatment, if it crosses more than 48 hours, you consider it as a chronic hyponatremia. Okay, so in this case symptom resolved, so you don't need to treat with 3% normal saline. So don't treat aggressively is the right answer here. So there ends the hyponatremia topic. Okay.